I have foregone the blurry thumbnail for a sip of Meyer brand ramen. So I'm in here eating and watching. I was watching from Rob's Tarots. I was watching Rob's Libra video from Rob's Tarot because it mentioned the Bifrost, and I was like, I'm all over that. Like, wait. Hey Siri, turn on lamp. Excuse me. And the reading reminded me of a lot of what I've been sharing about, like, the spirit guided meditation that I did to meet that sort of aspect that went into like two of the darkest nights of my life. Two nights that it was dark enough to get me to unquestioningly do everything that I needed to do to not be so depressed anymore. And then how I listened to that meditation for super consciousness and how I received the mantra to awaken that aspect and how I went on the journey. And then I started talking about creating that sacred mental space and also talked about some of the conditions. I guess it was only some of them. And so I talked about how I created it when it awakened to the second space and the third space. I don't think I gave too much information on when the fourth happened, but that's fine because that is probably different for everybody. But again, like I watched it and I was like, oh my gosh. And then even when I was sharing, I was like, because I've shared details and aspects before, but I don't usually give that information because, like, I'm weird and I know I'm weird, but it's like, what's an appropriate level of weird and what's an appropriate level of divulgence? And again, after, I don't know if it was the space of the water fast or being inspired by Reem when she did her Q&A, I was like, I'm just going to talk about it. And so I've shared pieces of this before too, but I'm gonna read through this thing that I did. Can you see it? So I did an Akashic Records reading on the 23rd of January 2020 at what time was it? I feel like it was some master number time at 1:11 a.m. You see that? At 1:11 a.m. That's when I started it. And I actually used the Akashic Records spread from the Book of Maps for the Spirit Keeper's Tarot to as an introduction, right? I basically followed the spread and allowed my intuition to flow into it. I can't remember if it was this deck. No, I'm pretty sure I used the Wild Unknown Tarot when I did that first reading. I think I'm going to link those readings in the description box. Or I'm going to link, I think it's, no, the Hungarian method with 6 cards. There was a certain spread that she did. I'm going to link it in the description box for what I did. It was very, very, very lengthy. Um, but if you want to do it for yourself to, see whatever, then I'll leave it there to be helpful. Also, actually, I'll do it right now before I forget because I want to attach, and again, it may be different for you than it was for me, but I'm also going to attach the video for the binaural beat thing that I did for super consciousness. I think it's in my watch later. Like I saved it in the watch later. And I'm going to read it because, why not? I'll just read through it and then we'll touch on it. There are certain things that have been coming back to mind, and I feel comfortable enough sharing now. I'm scrolling looking for it. Okay. Probably gonna have to scroll faster. I have so many videos in my watch later. Some of these I've already watched. I wish they just automatically took them out. Let's see. Here it is. Activate super consciousness, 8190 hertz, powerful ascension meditation frequency vibration tone, 33 hertz. From Love Motives meditation music. It's like 2 hours long. Can I play this while I'm? I can't hear it, but that's fine. All right. So let me grab this link so I can just share this now. Before I forget. Super consciousness meditation. And then I'll also link the tarot. This isn't the spread for this isn't the Akashic Records reading spread that she has in the Book of Maps. It's been a bell when it's the other one where I got some of those past life insights, I guess. And I guess I took it as confirmation of what I've been doing. Cause it's like, what's the worst that's gonna happen? Somebody is gonna unsubscribe, leave. I'm kidding. I mean, I'm not kidding, but at the same time, I am. Ancient Mode of Tarot Reading. I'm pretty sure it's this one by Mathers, 1888. How come I can hear this one, but I can hear the other one? Hello? Again, like this one is, it's a lot of cards. It took me a long time to do. It was like, I think the last one is 9, and then it's 11, and then it's like, I don't remember. If you go through it, then you'll see. Yep, this is it. All right. And there's actually, I guess I'll go ahead and link this too if you're so curious. Um, the because whenever like I know someone who like wants to sort of further their ability in reading and stuff, I share this video, which was her Hungarian method, because not only is it just like a good sort of general basic outline, but she also in this video, I believe, walked through how to like receive, how to tap into your clairs as you're reading. And for me, like that was something that was helpful. And so if someone doesn't know how to, or if someone doesn't sort of naturally already do that, then I'll just title this like tips for reading and expanding the senses. Then I send this one too. Because, I feel like it's important for me to shout out and give credit to where credit is due. 1 second. I'm trying to remember if there's anything in here that I shouldn't share. And another thing I was going to do is I was going to do this like I wanted somebody to read, to like sort of hone and develop this further. And it never really made sense. Oh, wow. Friendship and the accepting of it has been a great challenge for me. The kindred signifies this, someone officiating a sacred union. The journey in itself is a challenge to reclaim the power and insight necessary to carry out later what must be done. Ooh, girl. All right, so I'm just going to read this. And you can stay and watch. There's 1010. I was going to do a reading on that too. You can stay and watch if you want or not. It's just, I don't know. It's me sharing some stuff about me. And I guess I could also show the pictures. And I started mentioning it as well. Let me pull it down. 1 second. Ooh. That. So when I first got this deck, she recommended that you sort of like sit with the cards and allow for your spirit connection with this deck, or like the representative of that connection with this deck, to come forward. And for me, it was the necromancer. And it was this energy of like being a guide for other people, just in the space of like the things that I'll see sometimes or what I'll be aware of. And it's a guide in a way that holds no responsibility over like what they do. And it was a path seer energy, right? Being able to see multiple paths. Let's see if I can find it. Here it is. So this came out as my sort of guardian representative, like guardian angel, spirit angel, whatever for this deck. And I'm a Pisces, so I was like, "Oh, girl, it's the Pisces card." Yes, okay. And it also fits with the name of my deck. She named every deck that she put out, but she named them cryptically. And she was like, if you want to find out what your name means, oh my gosh, that's hilarious. If you want to find out what your name means, then that's research that you're going to have to do. And I think mine is French. And it's hilarious because for some reason it reminds me of the Seneschal. And I think that came out in Russ's Trial by Fire video, which was the first time I was encouraged to come on and share more authentically. Because I guess Amanda's right. It's contagious. If you see someone else sharing authentically, then you're like, oh, I should go and do it too. I actually want to get a card before I do this, just to see what's up. The Wheel of Life and the Healer at the cut. I love that. The Healer and the Wheel of Life. That's Jupiter and Aquarius information. That's Jupiter and Aquarius energy. Jupiter is about to retrograde back into Aquarius. It starts on the 20th. I don't know. Actually, I could find out really quick because of this awesome app that I love. It's called Time Nomad. Oops. And I paid like $4.99 or $3.99 to get this extension, where I can see like when something will retrograde and when it'll transit into a new sign. Hold up, wait. So Jupiter in Pisces is going to transit back into Aquarius on Wednesday, July 28th. I feel like that's a thing. Maybe not. I don't know. Oh, that was quick. Who was that? I want to know. Oh, it's both of them. So the Vagabond is here, which was just sticking up. The card that flipped over is this Page of Swords. There's Owl. Again, last time I saw this, it was the energy of this page is watching on behalf of justice, watching to see if you can exercise wisdom when it comes to navigating certain challenges. And if you can, then justice will present you something. Bottom of the deck is the Six of Wands, the champion. And the thing about this champion card is that there was a. So in the Five of Wands, the contender, it's a champion. It's a competition. So there's a storyline in the Suit of Wines. At the Three of Wines, three wise men come together for a prophecy. And it's prophesied that a new crown prince will be found in the result of the space of this competition. And so at the Five of Wands, we have it. At the Six of Wands, it's revealed that the crown prince is a girl, it's a female. And so it's something where it deviates from what was expected, I guess, in a way. Or there's a twist or a surprise in the fulfillment of it. Maybe it also reveals biases. I don't know. What's at the top of the deck? Oh, the Vagabond, because I just put it there. The Blind Seer, Two of Swords. I love this Two of Swords because it's about, is that Moon in Libra? Yeah. It's about sort of like deferring to a more divine judgment. It's about stillness and the power in that. So, anyway, I'm just going to read this off and then we're going to see if any of this is helpful, hopeful, relevant. I don't know. I almost wish I could share it. I'll show y'all the pictures when it comes up. It was like, I think 11 different sections to this. So, like subspreads in the Akashic Records reading. And so, for some of them, because I think I can only put like 10 pictures in here, for some of them, I put multiple in the same. So, the first part was the three closest spirits. And in the three closest spirits, I got the Scarlet Shield, the Devil, and the Giver. Oops. And when I saw that devil pop up, I was like, what is this? The demon. Oops. But that Six of Pentacles Giver is like, that's always sort of it for me. I put that in at 1:23 a.m. You see, there you go. Those are the clarifiers. Hey, there's the Vagabond. The Vagabond just came out. It's right there. I put it back because I was like, what is that? So, further insights from these three spirits. So, the Scarlet Shield, guardian of the mind, and she who bestows sacred and divine communication. Her message is the defector. Heartache and loneliness are washed away and give rise to the birth of a sacred family unit. The Two of Cups are received with grace, and the third is ushered in. The journey has been long and may have been perilous at times, but the great chasm once crossed fills with water, all ties washed away. That honestly gives me some Yaza energy, Angel of Pride. There we go, we're done with that. All ties washed away. Move proudly forward, free. The journey is just beginning, and a loving daughter looks upon you with a beaming smile. The path ahead clears. The demon, tempter of man and tool for his ascension. His presence is one that can be used for forward movement like any other. The challenge is to be aware of his presence and to see the play behind his position. His message, Archangel of Mysteries. That which has eluded you for so long has been brought to the light. The cage opens, the 10th orb free. Treasure and love and value her. She is released to your care and protection. Do not be a prison. You are free from yours so that you may be the ground on which she dances and the light through which she sees herself. You are each other's light in the darkness. You are each other's darkness that rests outside the reach of the torch, not fighting, but giving way as the other moves through. The phoenix is free to rise, and the dragon is free to raise. Both have been released. Both are in your care. Both need tending in love and understanding. It's a sacred undertaking to full embrace and be balanced, to fully embrace and be balanced within oneself. I'll just read it as it is. To full embrace and be balanced within oneself, to then full embrace and counterbalance another. I could go on with this one forever. And then I put the demon, the angel, the Nephilim. The giver, bestower of what is duly owed, that which serves the balance and the threshold of realized dreams. It is impossible for the giver to dispense something that has not been earned. Its message, the vagabond. The veil is thinning, integration is coming, the pain of separation is over. Confessional. This period of time will be used for further cleansing. The side you see and child you saw have been guiding you. She knew that you were the one who was most lonely because you refused the company of others. You chose isolation and separation. You chose to wait. That isn't to say that the other hasn't been hurting and waiting and reeling in separation as well. Um, Girl, Alethea, it must be acknowledged before it can be known. It must be known before it can be accepted. It must be accepted before it can be spoken. It must be spoken before it can come to be. Both are rising and the scales, both are rising and the scales as they do. Once it reaches critical capacity, and it soon will, the plates enlarge and the rain that replenishes the earth gets sweeter. Enjoy this time and speak. Silence and further separation will not serve. And remember, focus and separation are not the same. The energy of preparation is completely different. So, oh, look, and then here's another one. Past life karmic influences on the present was the keeper, the champion, and the shining flame. So that one song popped into my mind where she's like, I'm a boss. Bleep, 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 right? The narrative by description. I'm a boss, A dollar sign, B exclamation mark plus cent sign for. There you go. There, if you need it, there. The narrative by description, spirit impartition of spirit, six of scepters, lightning in the pyre. Medea. I am who I am because I know who I am, even on this journey of remembrance. I am here because of the accomplishments and wonderful things I've done, by the virtue of my soul. I am where I am to spread the fire. Fire signifying the soul for this. Air is the mind, earth is the body, water is the spirit, that which flows through all. An ambassador, one worthy and capable of bearing the flame. Someone who performs and has been performing all the while. Knight of Wands is Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is half horse. My North Node is in Sagittarius and Tropical, and Ophiuchus and the 13 sign breakdown. The giver's reach extends here, its purpose and destiny within its realm of bestowments. It cannot give anything undeserved. Use your gift of understanding to help others understand. Champion the causes that matter to you. Stop muting your own voice. This was before I started speaking, by the way, like 6 months prior. And stop filtering what you feel in the spirit. Also, it's time to conquer the sloth. Get up and do something. The memory keeper made an appearance while shuffling up and before the next recitation. The memory keeper is the six of chalices in this deck. So, ancestral records on the forefather side was the chancellor, the gardener, and the warrior. What time did I take this one? That was at 2:17. I only got I was up for a minute. There is a time for peace and a time for war. Do not forget your strength. As protector, it is your duty to see things, to perceive threats, to raise your sword only when it's deemed necessary, and to be unbiased. It is likewise your call to raise the sword when it's deemed necessary. And in this area, you've fallen and have been seen wanting. You can't think so much on someone or something that you don't act in the ways you know you must. The clarity has been bestowed upon you for a reason, cultivated for a purpose. Mayan, stone tablets, what is universal law must be upheld. And then I put a note. The Chancellor came out in reverse, but I'm reading everything as upright. Proceeding further will unlock more, but not if you keep eclipsing as the moon does. The time for that has ended. Very strict and stern feeling. There is more to be known on your father's side. On the mother's side. Hey Zelda. I'm just reading some Akashic Records reading thing that I did. Ooh, well, hopefully things calm down. I'm actually gonna grab another drink real quick. No. Oh my gosh. Well, hopefully everything picks up for you. Excuse me. So, on the foremother side, it's the outlaw, the archangel of glory, and the sharpshooter. Where is it? There we go. Say it straight, study long, study wrong. Live, walk, and talk in love, light, truth, and peace. Great grandmother Edna, she showed up. I don't know anything about her, but she popped up. Conforming isn't what we do, never has been and never will be. The knowledge that we hold is too sacred and too divine. Our very breath is blessed. Utter not any complaints or dissatisfactions. Express your gratitude more. Open your heart and allow it to be opened. Expand your mind to the knowledge and boundless possibility. And aim high. Aim to make your mark. Lock it in and then let it go. Let us retrieve it for you. You've done good. You could be doing better. Set in love, set in light, set in truth, set in peace. The pride we have in you is so immense. We've never counted you out. That is the inheritance of the legacy we set forth before you. Now it's time to integrate with the fathers to bring in something new. That's interesting. That goes back to last night for me personally. I looked at my D40 chart too. To shine your light upon yourself and tend your own gardens. This was before I even like started the self love part of my journey. Girl, she was crazy. It was difficult. It was worth it, but it was very challenging in the beginning. To shine your light upon yourself and tend your own gardens, to grow and blossom and bud within yourself, to give rise to everything you want. When you blossom, the wind carries the seed and allows it to be the light that blesses others. Fertility is contagious, and we were and are very fertile. Mind the seasons and don't hesitate to reap. The heavy ear gets trampled. Keep an ear to the ground, because I saw it as an ear of corn, right? And if the ear is too heavy, then something will step on it. Keep an ear to the ground. Listen to Mother Earth and cultivate your love and respect for her, her kindness and compassion, and all her bounties. You've got an angel on your side, and he's a biggin. So, life path archetypes is the memory keeper, the Hector, and the discerning one. And the memory keeper, where was it? It made an appearance on the, what is this? The past life karmic influences on the present. And it came back up here in life path archetypes. So that's probably fitting. I mean, you'll find somebody who's into you, right? When, I mean, I know a bunch of dudes who are. So, life path archetypes, the memory keeper, the Hector, and the discerning one. The titles of the cards reveal to you the key facets of who you are in terms of the roles you occupy in your world. The memory keeper. If we ever come back, we're doing it together. Walking down the halls of remembrance, catching up. The same, but not. One who has always sought to remember. One who has always known more. My mom, feminine, calls for my memory, past. My father, masculine, calls for direction, future. I seek to understand and redefine the relationship between then, now, and tomorrow. The Hector, husband of Andromache and slain by Achilles, to behave in an arrogant or intimidating way, to play the bully. Courtesy of Merriam Webster. I had to look it up. Pride slain by vulnerability. The card depicts him before the fated battle. The path leads to the sun, the warrior, a warrior of light. that which is not easily defeated. He's taken his lesson from Achilles, learned humility, even though he may not be seen as such. The discerning one, he who sees beyond, whose wisdom is sought after, whose experience he's learned from, who also learns from the experiences of others, absorbing it through merely touching the swords of others. And I'll show you how I got that. It's because in this card, you can see in the Hector that he's like touching the swords, right? Let me just read this because I'm not going to get lost if I keep doing that. Perhaps some form of telepathy or a tapping into of another psyche once their minds meet. The numbers before are an 11. Water and air form ice. The spirit that flows through all, given shape and form. Shape that holds outside of a vessel. A form that is its own vessel. An oracle, a guide, path seer. Ice that passes through the gate of flame melts and flows again. Oracle of the mountain whose wisdom is well respected, whose words hold much weight but still float on air. Greatest gifts, once and then, so I'll show them. Greatest gifts was the Shining Dew, New World Order, and the Grotesque. This was at 312. I started at 111, and I think I'm only about halfway done here. And when it came time to do the greatest gifts part, this came into my head. I received this. Once the answers are bestowed, you must act accordingly. Once made plain, ignorance and desire are no longer excuses. So the ability to understand, communicate, and manipulate spirit, the power to alter the course of history and adjust the flow of time, the gift to release the things that no longer serve to be washed away and made clean. All things flow, all things are in motion. Kindness and benevolence must be employed at all times when operating in these realms. There is no room for shadow here. An author, a shipmaster, one who goes before the seat to petition on behalf of others, one who understands that the pains of life are necessary and that not all should be erased. A unique set of skills that stems from universal waters, a new type of angel. All the time travel dreams, the experience on edibles with the explanation of timelines, the interest in time traveling movies and shows, mastering selectivity, Harley Quinn changing her origin story. I had just seen it and it resonated for me. Greatest challenges was the kindred, the tower, and the holy sea. The magus made an appearance while shuffling, and the snakes are now wrapped around the tower. Holding too tightly to darkness and manifesting more darkness, fearing the light and happiness. Adaptability is a strength, but was necessitated by the presence of the wings of the tower being struck. Friendship and the accepting of it has been a great challenge for me. The kindred signifies this. Someone officiating a sacred union. The journey in itself is a challenge to reclaim the power and insight necessary to carry out later what must be done. Structured and organized religion has been a challenge. The absolute rule of the Holy See has always called the divine into question for me. Part of me loves structure, but another part of me hates feeling unduly restricted. There's a tie to the Hector here. Not wanting to bully or restrict others may be a challenge to what it is I need to establish. It's funny how both order and chaos are challenges. I need more structure than the tower provides, but I crave liberation denied by the Holy See. Meaning of life is the convalescent, the stronghold of the veil, and the shining winds. Four of Swords, Page of Pentacles, Knight of Swords. This was at 347, so I'm almost there. To bring order and balance, and this is meaning of life. To bring order and balance, with the angel looking into the mirror, energy of temperance, to see the unity of all and combine in desired measure, to be a pillar of support to friends and family, and to amass an abundance to pour into others, to ground and serve as a base for those who need, for the base for those who need, and to be able to give freely and lovingly in appropriate measure, to seek and learn and grow higher, to not be encumbered by falsity, and to not be prisoner to the mind, to reclaim the power that it holds, to learn to put family first. Who are you? Now, this is one of the ones where I had to do it like two of them because I was running out of space. So, in the who are you part, it was the will of life, the angel, and the shining quarry. I'll scroll back up. I am blessed and extremely fortunate. I am he who seeks to bring balance. I am the dark horse of the chariot duo. I'm meant to be light-hearted and jovial and deeply wise, but also carefree. An embodiment of abundance, blessed beyond blessed, fortunate beyond all measure, but giving as much as I receive. The fluid flows from cup to cup effortlessly and without worry. It pours because it continues to receive. I'm meant to be the earth? What? Oh, lush and abundant and freely giving to all. But like the earth, I also need to be tended to and cared for. And being with the one who can do that and being the one who does it for myself is what keeps the world turning and the grass growing. The light of Jupiter. Path to greatness was the erudite, the dark horse, and the mason. It's interesting because I actually did the top part first, and then the dark horse card literally came out. Right. Continuing to get the degree, first and foremost. Oh, this is Path to Greatness. Continuing to get the degree, first and foremost. Delving deeper into my own depths, finding my knowledge, standing against that which would serve to confuse and cast shadow, shining a light and helping liberate people from their darkness. Light from darkness, literally on the erudite. It's Luke Ex Tenebris. Partnerships and collaborations, working with like minded people who I can work with, perhaps endeavors with a romantic partner. My path to greatness is by being the dark horse in the chariot duo. And to do that, I must release all of what I thought about with having my own thing. Dig into the beliefs behind why I feel that way and challenge them. Would I be comfortable building with someone would I be comfortable with building someone else up and being a support for them so that they can support me? And I think this was the last one at 428, balance of the anima and animus. And that is the destroyer, the joined one, and the lovers. It's the lovers, right? I think it's just the lovers. Yeah, the destroyer, the joined one, and the lovers. The destroyer. Swords are air energy, which is masculine by nature. 10 is a number of completion and beginnings. Kali is a goddess and can be seen as fully realized and unbridled feminine energy. The hand is holding up the sign of the Holy See, that which seeks to gain the power of the feminine energy by subverting it. The scene is quite dark and gruesome, but I believe the two are in balance, and a functional balance at least. It may be time to work on honing the masculine energy a bit more, though, as it reduces to a one. And Kali is pretty complete as is, or maybe not, which is interesting because, life. Life development, further insight. Again, shout out to Kali Ma for coming through in that dream. The toxic suppressive masculine energy is dead. Maybe this is the balance. The joined one. To achieve optimal health, it's important for the two to be in balance. The two serpents around the caduceus. Also, the gift of flow control. The balance necessary to give the precision of the specificity. The lovers, an ascended soul is genderless, fully integrated, able to turn over masculine and feminine within itself to push out and externalize and express what it needs or desires. Excuse me. What I may not know is that I've already attained that level. And if I do not know it, I don't fully accept and operate in that knowledge. The challenge of doing both can be achieved. Shout out to I'm not going to say the name, but to BR, shout out to you. Hashtag my favorite Aquarius. It would not be given if it not. It would not be given if it had not been earned. And it's time to stop. Can I read, please? And it's time to start operating in it and utilizing it and discovering the potential it has down here. That, at least for me, would be new. It's the reward given and the task I've been working to see through. Rajas and Thomas are coming to mind. And that space where I saw them joining. The dragon and the phoenix are fully matured and unbound. The last appearance they'll make tonight. First chained, then reborn, now mature. And that was it. Like, I don't know why I felt. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna share this, I guess. Um, and I feel like if I had to read that, maybe I would have gotten there. But when I write, it's like things just, even if I type, things just kind of sort of come and flow. Um, it's interesting to me because I feel like a lot of challenge, a lot of what I was lacking, a lot of what I felt called out for in like from like March to May, from March to June is when I really started, I guess, embracing and operating in those things to the point where I am in the space that I'm in now. Um, and that was all sort of me, or how it came out at the very least. I'm not a certified whatever, but at the same time, I don't need to be because there's a part of me that knows me. And when I listen, it speaks, right? Just like there's a part of you that knows you. And if you listen, it'll speak as well. You don't really have to be certified for yourself if there's a trust and a connection there. Sometimes we don't trust it though. And that can be what messes us up. Archangel of Mysteries with the head of Medusa. I guess this is kind of a card of Moon and Taurus for me because my moon is really close to Algol. Bottom of the deck is the politic, Three of Wands, with the Wheel of Life behind it. The politic, the Wheel of Life, and then the Demiurge. Oh, wait. Yeah. Three of Wands. Why is it coming out like that? Oh, because I'm holding it like that. There we go. Three of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, Four of Wands. Sun in Aries, Jupiter, Venus in Aries. Venus? No, that's Mars. And then there's the Angel, the Destroyer, Sun in Gemini, Jupiter in Libra, the Convalescent. That's pretty much it, I guess. Um, that's me, supposedly. And what I feel like I thought there was something. I guess it wasn't in that one. I thought it was in that one. Did I not write that down? Oh, oh, that's in this one. So one day I wanted to. I guess I'll read this one too. This was Sunday, May 3rd, 2020. I got these guidance spreads. So I wanted to build a spread around sort of like Akashic energies. Back when I was like, I could sort of tap into this because it was in here. Oh wow! What? Hold up! Oh snap! That's funny. So on the forefather side, there's this bit here. Um, I guess I'll just read it. A line of healers on the side of the forefathers, maybe those shunned and outcast for their feminine yet superior abilities, those who would master the spiritual arts, those shunned by man for their femininity and outcast by women for their ability. This is why you hide. With the advent of medicine came an opportunity to integrate the two. The brightest one is here to assist you, to teach you, to help you remember, and to encourage you that it is well worth it to operate in your gift authentically. You are already experiencing their pains. Soon you will be able to heal them. And it was that one part that was like, anyway, what's the rest of this? Okay. Sorry, I'm just reading this. Enjoy each other's challenges. Is it not here either? Continue along and it shall be revealed to you. Okay, whatever. Is it not here? Oh, snap. Wait. One, two, three. Oh, it's this one. No, wait. Oh, it's. I already talked about that one, I'm pretty sure. No, wait. Maybe I didn't. That's one, two, and three, right? The Nocturne, Sharpshooter, the Force, Archangel. So it's this one. Okay, all right. A gift that has no name. That's interesting. This is interesting because this speaks to a dream, that water park dream. When I was like, "Ooh, where people get out." Anyway, that's pretty much it. I don't know. I don't necessarily foresee anything being immediately helpful, but just to encourage us to tap into a space of receiving for ourselves that which we wish to know. And the line of work, I guess, that I've done, I guess since my intentions, especially now, are so closely tied to that Leviathan Kraken energy, that which lies closer to the soul. There are certain things that, as someone who is in a space of assisting, that I don't have the right to access. There are certain things that can only be accessed, at least from my perspective, from my line of experience, and I'm not a licensed practitioner in anything. Um, the only license I got is my degree in biological engineering. Um, I want to get my field engineer certificate though. So anyway, there are certain things that it would seem that others can't necessarily access for us because they are so closely and heavily, because they're so close to the self, they're so heavily guarded. Um, and so I guess I just encourage you to venture on. Also, though, my intention has shifted to sort of what lies more beyond healing, or beyond like surface level healing, I guess. Because I feel like in the early part of your hierophant, no, hermit, in the early part of your hermit journey, it's going to be a lot of like shadow work, shadow healing, shadow integration. And then as you further that journey, as you get closer to the wellspring, that is, that the place where the all flows through you, um, then those spaces are a little bit more protected, I guess. I don't know. All right. Well, I will catch y'all whenever I catch y'all. I wanted to do a thing. I feel kind of obligated to use my other channel more, especially since I just like stopped hiding it. But there's also a part of me that I guess feels a little bit of an obligation to use this space more, since it's the space where I'm more seen. And there was a reading that I wanted to do. I feel like it's for the other space. I don't know. We'll see. This is just a little bit of my experience, what I've been doing or what I've done. And then, I've proceeded to live life afterward and allowed for certain things to unfold in the ways that they unfolded, in a way that's very interesting to sort of look back. So I hope y'all have a good whatever whenever you see this. I hope you're acting in alignment to make all that you wish to experience your reality. I hope that when an opportunity for growth comes, that you take it, regardless of the challenge, because you're worth it. And, I don't know if someone else can grow for you. Maybe they can, though. Who knows?